More than 3 million Australians are estranged from their loved ones.
I miss the best years of the kids' lives.
He's completely cut me off.
You're my dad, where have you been? Neither of us looked after our marriage at the end, and we lost it.
When all other attempts to reconcile have failed, it's time to try something really quite different. Neuroscientists believe that direct eye contact can communicate much more than just words. So in this bold new social experiment, we'll give estranged people the chance to come here. Where they'll spend 5 minutes looking into each other's eyes in search of a way to heal old wounds. Without their words getting in the way, can a 33-year-old marriage be saved? Can a single mum win back her only son? Will a daughter forgive the dad who walked away from the family? Or a former child soldier see remorse in the eyes of the man who tortured him? When the eye-to-eye contact is over, what happens next is up to them.
It was really, really intense.
Will they decide to talk?
I love you.
Can you forgive me, please?
Or will they walk away forever?
I can't do it. I can't.
I'll get you. You're not gonna get me.
When I first arrived in Australia, I thought, you know, when they say there's heaven on earth, I thought it was like heaven, because I didn't think there would be another heaven anywhere else until I lived here.
38-year-old Ayik has lived in Brisbane since he came to Australia as a refugee from South Sudan in 1996.
Was it like this in Africa?
No, not really. In Sudan, it's different. Drink out of that.
Ayik fell in love with a Brisbane girl and they have a 10-year-old son together.
Australia taught me so much, and I feel like I have been given not second life, probably fifth or sixth chance of living. So I appreciate life more than I ever have in the past. Yeah, like that, yeah. Trying to close every gap, yeah, like that. But when I look at my son, Freeman, it does bring memories back to me, because I wasn't far away from his age when I was a child soldier. I was 13 when I first used an AK-47. I loaded it up, and I was just... In 1983, a civil war broke out in Sudan. My father got killed the same year. I wanted to fight because I was very angry for what happened to me. Some of my family who I lost at the start of the war, so I was very, very angry person.
Thousands of boys as young as 10 were trained as soldiers in the Red Army. The conditions were horrific, with severe punishment for any child who didn't obey or couldn't cope with the brutal regime. It was so bad that kids would regularly escape.
I ran away about 15 times, if I can remember. Every time I ran away, they'll send the prison guards, and they'll go and get us, put us into prison up to 4 weeks. The prison was run by this guy called Anyang. He was a child soldier, but trained a few years earlier before us. I hated him with passion. Really bad. Really bad, really bad. He used to tie your arm backward, tie to your ankle. And especially when you're that young, you're going through pain. You cry until you can't cry anymore, because you're getting whipped at the same time. You wake up in the morning, see all the marks, and if you see the mark there, you know what he used to do? He put chili in it to get infected. You don't call that a punishment. This is like a torture. And Anyang done that.
More than 20 years later, Ayik still carries the physical and mental scars from Anyang's abuse. He's found solace in Christianity, and he's a regular churchgoer. But on one Sunday visit, Ayik was confronted by a situation that was beyond belief.
The first time I came to this church, during the prayers, I was sitting right on the left-hand side. So what happened was I looked to my right, and again, I saw this face that I can only remember was when I was a child soldier. And then something just clicked, bang, in my head. Then I took a good look. Then I realized it was him. It was this guy who used to run the prison. It was Anyang. We had eye contact, but I'm not sure if Anyang recognized me, but I recognized him straight away. It's them eyes that I used to look at when he was torturing us. It brought all the memories back. I still like get shivered, zzz, like the body, like electric, like buzz. Zzz. I thought, oh, why don't I just kill him? My mind was telling me that. And from that moment, I think tears came, and I walked out. I didn't want to see him again because I didn't know what I was capable of doing to him.
That day in church was 10 years ago, and Ayik is still struggling with the horrific memories that seeing Anyang triggered.
If I don't talk to him, don't face him, and don't forgive him, that means that it's gonna be in my mind for so many years to come, and that will hurt me. If I see him again, it might help me move on with my life, because I have so much to live for. This photo is of me and my son, Freeman. The reason I call him Freeman is because he's a free man, he's got freedom. I never had freedom myself, and when he was born here, I thought, oh, there's no better name to give him than call him a free man. Oh, that would have been a good one. Never had the opportunity that he's got. I never had a good life. You know, I never had like a father. I never grew up around my family. You know, I grew up away in the army and just running and running and running. But I think now I have stopped running.
Ayik's search for relief from his nightmares has brought him here, where he's bracing himself to face the man who tortured him.
Hello, Ayik. Nice to see you.
How you doing?
Indeed. And how are you feeling today?
I'm just a bit nervous.
You're nervous about meeting him?
About meeting him again? Yeah.
Yeah, I guess most people want to meet someone who was an old friend or a family member. You want to meet an old enemy, don't you?
Yes, that's why I'm really nervous.
Why do you want to meet him?
Things change.
Things change.
You know? I feel like I got a second chance to live
Yes.
and just be able to. There's so much to live for now, but back then I never think that way. Never think that way. Sorry.
That's all right. Okay. Hopefully you can get some resolution, you can get some full stop to things today, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, come on in. Take it easy.
Yeah.
We invited Ayik's tormentor Anyang to take part in this experiment, to look his victim in the eye. The decision to turn up and go through with it, or not, is entirely up to Anyang.
I got 1,000 questions to ask him. And yeah, I want some answers. Does he have remorse for what he done? And not just me, other child soldiers? I wanted to know why he did it, so I'll be able to move on to the next chapter of my life. Looking at him might set me free.
But Ayik will only find that freedom if Anyang has the courage to face his past when they look each other in the eye. Our next person seeking to mend a broken relationship is Sue. She had the perfect marriage to Gary for 33 years, until it all fell apart 3 years ago.
I have 3 beautiful daughters and 2 amazing granddaughters. I garden and I love my life. I just find it hard to believe I'm doing all this without Gary. I remember seeing Gary for the first time at a local football match. I was 19 and he was 21. It was definitely instant physical attraction for me. And I may not have known that I was going to marry him, but I certainly looked at him and thought, oh, I wish I knew who you were. Next thing I know, he's knocking at my front door talking to my dad. I instantly knew that we could connect on a really deep level. And I could see, I envisioned, I dreamed that we would be together for forever. We were both really happy. And then Gary joined a specialist squad within the police force. He was away a lot. It was a tough time. It strained our marriage. All of a sudden, we weren't the couple that we used to be. Even though there were some times when it was really tough, I never thought we wouldn't make it. I never thought that. Gary and I bought this house after the girls had left home. This was going to be the house that we stayed in forever. Gary and I had been married 33 years. Our relationship came to an end because we both stopped putting all our energy into it. When you don't look after something, you lose it, and that's what happened. Neither of us looked after our marriage at the end, and we lost it. Gary and I separated about 3 and a bit years ago, but a few months ago, my daughter got married. Gary and I saw each other at the wedding. The music came around to a song that Gary and I liked, and he put his hand out and took my hand and said, "Would you like to dance?" And it was beautiful. Oh, he held me tight and he was so pure and authentic. It felt like we'd never been apart. At the end of that beautiful evening, it just brought it all flooding back and just made me realise how I do really feel about Gary. I do want to tell him that I still love him. Even if he doesn't love me, it's okay. I do have to say it. I want Gary back, but he has to want that too. I hope that happens.
Sue has been estranged from her husband Gary for 3 years. She's here today with hope in her heart that the eye-to-eye experiment may reignite their 33-year marriage. But as she waits for his arrival, Sue has no idea what Gary may want.
Gary and I had been married 33 years. Avoiding each other after such a close relationship for so long is terrible.
G'day, Gary. G'day, Ray. How are you, mate? Good, thanks.
I want to draw the line in the sand. Maybe I'll step over that line with Gary. Maybe I'll just step over by myself.
Are you nervous?
Of course, yes, I am.
Why are you here?
I'm not sure. I'm looking at maybe the journey to see if things change.
Yep.
I don't know. It's just I've lacked feelings for a long time, so I don't know whether this is going to resolve it or make any changes.
Well, let's go back to the start. I mean, how did you meet Sue? Was it love at first sight?
No, not really. It didn't take me long to fall in love with her.
Yeah.
And once I did fall in love with her, I knew that she was the right one for me.
I know it's a while ago, but you were a policeman for
Yes.
quite some time when the kids were young. That's a tough job for families, isn't it?
Yes, it is. It was just part of my life, and I just assumed it was part of Sue's life. But I don't think she was that impressed with being married to the job.
Okay. Did you feel at that stage the marriage unravelling? Were you conscious of it?
No, I thought it was the best that it had been.
So what happened?
She just said, I'm leaving, and wasn't coming back.
And that was the train wreck. That was the smash you hadn't even seen coming.
Yep.
When you look back now, was there something that you should have seen coming?
I should have been a bit more thoughtful, I suppose. I did ask her a couple of weeks after why she left, and she just said that we had greater things to do in life. We raised 3 children, and now it's time to move on. But I was pretty devastated, and I really haven't recovered from that, I suppose. I think she wants us to get back together, and I don't know what to say because I don't have those feelings.
Do you still love her?
I do, but not the same as when we were married.
Because you were hurt?
Yes. Yeah.
Gary and Sue are about to come face to face. The rules of the experiment are that they must look at each other for at least 5 minutes without speaking. After a 3-year split, will the eye contact connect them again? Maybe even fall back in love?
It's going to be difficult. Maybe the outcome might worry me. I don't know what to expect.
I don't know if he's had all this time to reflect. I want to see if we can fight for the marriage and get it back. I'm ready to look him in the eye. I don't know how responsive is he going to be to this. I hope he's open to it and it brings all those emotions that we used to have to the fore. When I looked at him, it was like a movie film of really quick sequences of all these things that had happened all through our married life. The lovely times and everything else melted away.
The experience was difficult, confronting, and sad. I saw her beautiful blue eyes. Just saw our past, I suppose. What did I see from her? A love that's still there.
I tried to send lots of loving messages through my eyes, and I also wanted him to forgive me for all the things that I've done that weren't in the best interest of our marriage.
Now Sue and Gary need to decide if they want to go back into the room and talk about what happened, and more importantly, what happens next.
I would like to have that opportunity to talk to him now. I certainly hope that he too makes the same decision and we get the chance to talk. He might be questioning himself. He might be saying, do I want this to work? I would like to spend the rest of my life with Gary. I hope he wants it as much as me.
When he was just a 13-year-old boy, Aik was a soldier in the Sudanese Civil War. Decades later, he's still haunted by the brutality of one man. On his own side of the confront, Anyang.
Hello, Anyang.
Oh, nice to meet you, Ryan.
Nice to meet you too, indeed.
Anyang is here today with Kwal, a translator, fluent in the Dinka dialect.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome, sir.
All right. How did you... Let's go back to Sudan. When are you taken as a boy soldier?
I remember that was in 1983.
1983?
Yeah, that was in May the 16th.
You remember the day?
Yes, I remember the day because that's the first day I heard the sound of the gun.
So on that day,
Yeah.
you lost your father and your mother?
Yep.
And how many of your brothers and sisters?
2 of them was killed.
2.
Yeah. So, and when we arrived in Ethiopia, I got no person to stay with, and there was a military camp.
Okay.
So I got no choice. But what should I do? I have to go to the camp.
You have to.
Yeah.
And did you see a lot of killing?
Yep.
Hundreds?
I think more than that, because I've been in war zone for almost 11 years.
So maybe thousands.
Yeah.
And Yang, what was the worst day when you think back of those 11 years you were a soldier?
We were giving the order to attack the enemies.
Yes.
So when we start firing, enemies come from this direction and this direction in front of us. So we were 2,600. The number that's returned back, that was 1,014.
With all these boy soldiers?
Yes.
So you lost over 1,000 boys?
Yes, including I myself, I was shot twice too.
So when did you become the camp guard of these boys?
That was in 1988, because I was given a promotion.
Yeah.
So I was told, now you have to go and train the Red Army so they can become a good soldiers.
Was the Red Army the boy soldiers?
Yes, boy soldiers.
So you're about 16,
Yeah.
and the boy soldiers, like Ayik,
Yeah.
are about 10 or 12 or 13. Then.
Yeah.
You're almost the same age,
Yes.
but you're the boss.
I'm the boss, but I got other boss ahead of me.
Okay.
So when they make a decision, they give me the order. I come and implement the order.
You have to implement it.
Yeah, if I'm not, then I'm the one going to face the punishment.
So if you don't do what you're told, you'll be punished.
Yes, definitely.
So your job is to punish any of these children, these boys who run away.
Yeah, because the order given to me, there's no any boy to leave the camp without
boys.
any permission. So I give the order for them to be punished from morning until 4.
All day.
All day.
Would they be tied up and stretched out?
Tied up, and each of them have to receive 50 bit of the cane.
Lashes?
Yes, they sleep down and then they have to be beaten 50 each of them.
So let's go to Ayak.
Yes.
What do you remember, given what the punishment was, and he obviously kept running away, he was punished like this?
Yeah, like see, I finished a year several times because he was still abusing the orders. I was not targeting a year individually. That's belong to everybody who is there. I have to give him the punishment.
Did you realize that tying someone to the ground with their legs up and their arms up was torture?
No, like see, by the time I was young, I would think that I'm doing the right thing. I don't think about what they are feeling, pain or something like that.
You didn't think about pain?
No, I didn't think by the time, to be honest to you.
Okay, you were just doing a job.
Yep.
How do you feel about that now?
Regret.
Regret.
Yes.
So you now agree that the punishment was
That was a
cruel
mistake, yeah.
and was torture.
Yeah.
In a few moments you'll meet Ayi.
Yeah.
Do you understand what he must think of you?
I got no idea, to be honest to you. Like, I want to ask him for the forgiveness. What I did to him, let's put it behind. Let us start new relationship so we can build another life rather than going backward. But now, that will be his choice. But that's what I'm looking for.
When you look him in the eye, what would you be thinking?
I will be nervous seeing him. So, but I have to stand up. Like, for me to get the forgiveness from him, I have to show something that I'm really looking for the forgiveness. I will communicate with him through the eyes, asking for the forgiveness.
You'll ask him through his eyes?
Yes, for the forgiveness.
And will you remember all those terrible things that happened to you and to him?
Yes.
I hope that you can for Aik as much as you, that you can reconcile, that you can actually have a chance to tell him what you think.
Yep.
This is the one great chance you have, so...
Yep. And I don't want to lose this chance to... Yep.
Don't lose it.
Yep. I don't want to
So tell him
lose
what
it.
you feel.
Yep.
Sue and Gary were the first to try and repair their broken relationship by an intense 5 minutes of eye contact.
Tried to send lots of loving messages through my eyes, and I also wanted him to forgive me.
Sue's hoping that the connection she felt during the eye-to-eye with Gary has opened up his heart to the possibility of a future. But the question remains, does Gary want the same thing?
Hello. Just thinking, what did you get me into coming in here?
You know, when I looked into your eyes, I saw you teaching the girls to ride a bike. And you watering the lawn with a beer. I saw you say to me, "Not chicken again." We had it last night. I didn't see anything negative. I didn't see anything that made me cringe.
I saw those beautiful blue eyes again. I saw our past.
Did you? Good and bad?
Both. All.
I'm sorry, but I didn't treat the last few years of our marriage with the care that it deserved. I used to worship marriage, and in the last few years I stopped doing that, and I wish I hadn't, but I'm sorry.
That's okay. You're the one that always kept it together.
I don't want to give up on all those years. Do you want to try, or...?
I don't know, have you changed?
I don't know. You have to get to know me and let me know. I think it'll work.
I don't know. I don't know how to get things back. It's a lot to get over.
And for me too.
I know. I know.
I love you, regardless of anything. And I always will.
You know, I always loved you. You just killed me when you left. I'm willing to try anything.
Maybe we can be Gary and Sue version 2. Don't repair the old.
That's what we've got to do.
You smell nice.
Thank you.
Come on down. How was that?
I feel like a weight's been lifted. Oh, an unbelievable weight's been
Do you
lifted.
really?
Yeah.
Why?
I feared that Gary would not be interested, and I thought he may have moved on.
Do you, with reservation, feel the same?
I'm glad this is over with, that's for sure. It's been very stressful bringing up the past.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm hoping that the past is behind us, and I'm willing to give it a go.
Are you?
Yes, openly.
I am, and I'm going to make sure that I win him over.
Is that right?
And I think I can. I think I can.
All right, I wish you well.
Thank you, Ray.
Very much indeed. Thanks,
Thank
mate.
you.
Very
Nice
much
to
indeed.
meet you.
Great to
Thank
meet
you.
you too, and good luck. It's a nice story. I like love stories that finish nicely.
Thank
all
you.
right, all the best, bye.
Off we go into the sunset.
Brisbane man Ayik was a child soldier in the South Sudanese army, where he was tortured by one of his superior officers, Anyang. Today, he confronts the man who took away his childhood and took away his innocence.
When I see Ayik again, that will be a little bit emotional because this is going to be the first time for me to sit with Ayik face to face. It's going to be hard, but this is the chance that I have to ask for the forgiveness from Ayik. So I hope I see the forgiveness in his eyes.
When I look at Anyang in the eye, I just want to see and feel that he is sorry. Does he have remorse for what he done? Because what he did to me has affected my life. Since I was a kid. I just wanted to come to an end. And the time is today. I didn't feel anything. It's just the face that he had in the army. That's all I see. I didn't feel that he's sorry. My mind is just looking at his eye. He doesn't say anything.
Ayik had waited 20 years for this moment. With such a disappointing outcome, he now needs to decide if it's even worth going back into the room to try and reconcile with Anyang. Former child soldier Ayik has just looked into the eyes of the man who tortured him when they served together in the South Sudanese military.
I didn't feel anything. I didn't feel that he's sorry.
Forgiveness would help both men deal with the trauma of war. But could their history of hurt be too great to overcome the pain?
The eye contact was the beginning, but I wanted to know the way he was looking at me. What was in his mind? What was he saying? Because what I was seeing there is hard to read.
So you definitely want to go and you want to talk to him?
Yeah, I wanted to talk to him. Even if he's sorry, you might not be able to tell through his eye. But if you talk to him, he might say more to clarify everything. People can change, and maybe Anyang changed.
Ayik kudwal man kai. Kudwal. Madan ayik. Kudwal. Madan, please. Ayik. Malish. What is there, Ayik? I'm just asking you for the forgiveness. Please. I knew what I did is something wrong. It hurt you, and you went through it all these years. I knew it's still in your heart there, but please, I'm asking you, can you forgive me? Let us start a new chapter of life, please. Ayik, please. Please. Ayik, can you forgive me, please? Ayik, in chalong, please. When you man kai, please. When you, please. In chalong, Ayik.
Just going back to the training, you know, you put me in jail a few times.
Yeah.
There were a lot of other child soldiers there with me. I wanted to know exactly, did you ever kill anyone in there? Whether there was a mistake or what have you done? I wanted to know.
Yeah, actually, I didn't kill anyone there. See, to be honest to you, I knew what I did is something wrong. Mistake that happened, part of it because I was young, and I was not well educated. Now I'm a grown up, so I knew what is bad, what is good. I will prove it to you that I have changed. let's work together, please. And I really appreciate it. I understand the feeling in your heart, because every single night when the memories come up, what I did, it is there in my mind throughout. So when I revise what happened, I don't feel comfortable when I don't sleep. I need a friend, I need a brother, I need someone so that we can share the ideas together. Where will I get that person? It is you. So please.
You know, the first time I saw you in church,
Yeah.
my brain went blank. You know, because I thought, at first I didn't believe you're alive. I thought you're dead somewhere. And I used to pray to God that you get killed in the war. If you don't get killed, if I get deployed with you, I'll kill you myself. I swear to God, Anyang, there's no way you would have lived. I would have used everything. But it didn't happen. And being here in Australia have taught me a lot of things, that I have life now. No one can control me. No one. No one can tell me what to do. No one can touch me. Especially someone like you. No one heard me like you did. No one. Not even my uncle. I used to get beat up in the tribe. I used to think that was worse until I joined the army. They used to beat me up like a baby. I used to cry, I used to run out of breath because I'm crying. I'm tied up in the sun, just crying. I couldn't even stop. There was a point where I can't cry anymore. There's no tears. I can't even breathe properly. You know? Before I came here, you know, I went mental. If I'm mad, I used to break things. TV, everything, window. And then when I was here, my life changed. I went for help, but it took a long time to change because I had to learn again, and trying to live my childhood in this country because my childhood was taken away from me. I don't know if you understand, man. I don't know if you understand, but living my childhood, I'm living it through my child. I'm learning again to live for the thing that I've missed. Play with him, I hold him, and no one hold their kid like I do, especially a 10-year-old. I hold his hand, I bring him close, I tap him on the back. So I'm living two lives right now. My childhood life and my adult life. And I don't wanna live on like this now. I wanna be able to, when I see you, I say hello, be happy, shake hand, you know? I want you to move on with your life. Anytime you see me, don't think that I have anything against you. You know, it's like a scar. So the scar is there, but I think it is healed now. I just want you to have the best in your life, and lucky God help you. by bringing you and me here. You know, I want to live my life. I want to live happy. I don't want to think about this again. You say you're sorry, yeah?
Yes.
You're really sorry?
Yes.
I forgive you and I mean it. So I'm finished with this today here. Just to move on. And I wish you the best in everything you do, you know? Go on with your life and be good to everyone. But I have forgiven you.
Children, you forget. You're not my brother. Are you? Malay. Anh giận. Thế là gì?
When I was looking through his eye, I couldn't read anything. All the face that I was remembering, it was the little Ayik remembering that face, because his face is the face I'll never forget. And then after talking to him, and he said, you know, Ayik, I'm really sorry. Then I felt something. I can just see the way he's talking to me. I believe him. And that's what I came for.
Today is the hardest day in my life. First of all, I would like to thank Ayik for forgiving me. I cannot explain it. It means a lot of things to me. Like I've been reborn again today. So that's really good, and I'm really happy. I will work hard to prove it to him that I have changed.
I've learned a lot here. There's too much to live for than just living the past. I feel free, mentally free, and yeah, I feel free that I forgive someone. It's not something that I'm holding against. I mean it. When I say I'm forgiving you, I'm forgiving you, I mean it. Otherwise, I wouldn't bring my son here and come and see you. You know what I mean?
Thank you for that.
It's all good, it's all good.
More than 3 million Australians are estranged from their loved ones.
I miss the best years of the kids' lives.
He's completely cut me off.
You're my dad, where have you been? Neither of us looked after our marriage at the end, and we lost it.
When all other attempts to reconcile have failed, it's time to try something really quite different. Neuroscientists believe that direct eye contact can communicate much more than just words. So in this bold new social experiment, we'll give estranged people the chance to come here. Where they'll spend 5 minutes looking into each other's eyes in search of a way to heal old wounds. Without their words getting in the way, can a desperate daughter reconnect with her dad before it's too late? Can a single mum win back her only son? And could it help a young man come out to his former best friend? When their eye-to-eye contact is over, what happens next is up to them.
It was really, really intense.
Will they decide to talk?
I don't know, I just wanted to say sorry so badly.
Or will they walk away forever?
I can't do it. I can't.
First to enter the experiment is a farmer's daughter, desperate to reconnect with her absent father.
I would have been about 10 when Dad left. It was the biggest feeling of relief that he was gone, but then absolute sadness because I knew that it was never going to be the same again.
25-year-old Shelley's idyllic childhood in the country was shattered when Dad Mick walked out of her life 16 years ago. But she still holds fond memories of the father who left her behind.
My dad was an amazing dairy farmer. He used to work on other farms. It was always such a treat to go with him because, you know, a different farm was like a different playground. And on the way home, I was his little mate in the pub, always. Every day after he'd finish work, we'd come here. And he was happy here, he was loose, he was more relaxed, you know. I was running around, he knew I was okay. He's never angry here, that I saw anyway. He was always happy, having a laugh, it was his element. I like those memories because everyone knew me, you know. Oh, that's Mick's daughter, Mick's little daughter, you know, and I would always get spoilt. Thank you. But as far back as I can remember, Dad was always a drinker. Farming is a high-pressure job, but my dad is not very good at handling stress. And an outlet for his stress was anger and drinking.
In 2001, the stresses of farming and family life became too much for Mick, so he just took off. Moving to the other side of Victoria, he's isolated himself there in the bush ever since.
It makes me feel so upset that Dad thought that his only way out of the hell in his mind was through alcohol and him leaving when he had 3 children and a wife that could have helped him a hell of a lot more than a bottle of beer. So this is where I grew up. This house holds every memory, good and bad, about my dad. Oh. Oh my God. This is Mum and Dad's room. Oh my God, I feel so overwhelmed in here. Massively. That door slamming was just such a prominent sound etched into my childhood. My dad was incredibly verbally abusive to Mum when he was drunk. It was just horrible. And I wanted it to stop. I don't think he could handle any large amounts of responsibility. I think the farm and the kids, wife, everything like that, I don't think he'd ever been taught any form of responsibility, even looking after himself. And that showed. He had a horrible stepmum. He used to beat him up, send him to school with no food, and he ran away from home on his own about the age of 10. The severe sadness that is inside that man, my dad, is awful, and it still is in him. It's still in him now. You know, he's isolated himself. You know, isolated himself from everyone. I don't want him to feel, you know, alone. I want to have contact again because I feel like everyone that has done something wrong in their life should be given an opportunity to explain themselves. He's not good with eye contact, but this is a whole new way for him to open up, and maybe I could guide him to some sort of reconciliation with himself.
Since she was a little girl, Shelley has only seen her dad a handful of times. So can 5 minutes of eye contact rekindle their relationship? Or would it push Mick further away?
Hello, Shelley.
Hi, Ray.
How are you? Good to meet you.
Good, you too.
Are you here for you or here for Dad?
I'm here for Dad.
Okay.
More
Why?
so. Because I want to regain any type of relationship whilst he's still here. I think it would help him accept himself more as a person and realise that it's okay to be loved and it's okay to show love without running away.
Okay. What would he be thinking today? What do you think?
He would be so nervous.
Would he?
He'd be so nervous and he would not know what he's doing. He doesn't do cities, he doesn't do planes, he doesn't do people.
All right, well, let's go and see what happens. Good luck. I wish you well.
We'll find out later if Shelley's hopes of rescuing the relationship are going to work. First up, Mick will have to find the nerve to leave his solitary life behind and make his way to the big smoke.
If you've grown up overseas in a country with a rigid, no-nonsense regime, Australia's freedoms, the things we take for granted, may seem like a dream. Yet our laid-back, freewheeling lifestyle can be a threat if you're used to different and stricter cultures. So for some parents, our great Australian dream can be a nightmare.
To me, my son is my world. And I sacrifice everything just to make him happy. But all of a sudden, he totally shut me down. And he changed to a totally different person. I just can't comprehend it.
Losing all contact with her only son has ruined the successful life that single mum Jenny built for herself after moving here from China.
I grew up with my grandmother in Shanghai. My grandmother was always in business. Maybe I have some sense in business from her. You have to try to be the best every day. And in China, whatever parents tell you, you have to do it. Family and your education always most important in life. I think it's quite wise, and I still prefer Chinese culture in that way. Here I have silent photos of Carl. In 1995, I came to Australia. Then 1997, I had my son, Carl, a beautiful boy, which brings a lot of joy to my life.
Carl was born in Brisbane to an Aussie dad, but Jenny raised him on her own.
When he's little baby, he always liked to suck his dog. So every time I used to see this photo, and now I laugh. I just feel, he's such a really funny kid. When Carl was little, we are best friends. We share everything together, doesn't matter good or bad. He always listens to what I tell him. He's been a great kid. It's amazing, yeah. But since his teenage, Carl started to have his own view of doing stuff. To me, it's more Aussie kind of way, but I would prefer he follow the Chinese culture. Yeah. As a Chinese parent, we usually don't allow our kids to having a sexual relationship in that age. But just 2 weeks after his 18th birthday, Carl came home and said to me he wished to move in with his girlfriend. I was heartbroken. This is Carl's previous room. This is become a spare room for guests. Yeah, it's hard. Hard to think.
Alone, with no other family to turn to, Jenny fell into a deep depression.
He just said, don't worry, I don't need you now. So that's the sentence really break my heart. He don't need me anymore. I just look back a lot of things, and I just couldn't stop, and I found it very difficult. Carl left home a year and a half ago. Since then, he's completely cut me off. I really hope that when Carl looks into my eye, he knows we are still family and how important he to me in life.
Jenny's desperate to have her only child, Carl, back in her life. But the boy that left Jenny 18 months ago is now here to look her in the eye as a man.
Coming face to face with my mum today, I need to have boundaries and to not be afraid of her anymore. I definitely think that the way she was brought up was completely different. I'm not saying that it's not right, it's not me. Like, I really just want that barrier saying like, hey, Mum, I love you and everything, but like, just need some space.
It's time for Jenny and son Carl to enter the experiment. The rules are very simple. They must sit for 5 minutes, looking into each other's eyes in complete silence. What they hope to express through this direct eye contact is entirely up to them.
I want to be still close to him and forever close to him as his mom, and he close to me as my baby. He always my baby.
It is a bit daunting. She's usually so overpowering and dominant. I want to strive to make her say, that is my son, and I'm very proud of him. But also, I want to be my own person. I think that's the key in trying to work things out.
still call. He noticed how much I love him. I can tell he will still come back to me because he's a good baby. He's a good child.
Looking at Mum, it was powerful. Just feeling all that emotion, just all at once, like anger and sadness and happiness all at the same time. I really didn't expect that.
Jenny and Carl now have to decide if they want to talk. After looking in her eyes, can Carl finally find the courage to tell his mum why he left? Or will he walk away and once again leave Jenny all alone? Brisbane businesswoman Jenny has just looked in the eyes of her only son Carl for the first time in 18 months. Now she's hoping he's ready to talk.
I just want to know the truth and his true feeling, and I will try to do my best to bring our family together.
But does 19-year-old Carl feel the same way? And will he find the courage to tell his mum why he cut her out of his life?
I think it's going to be very hard standing up to my mum. She's very upset. But I feel like I need to speak with her, and I feel like I need to go down there and set a few things straight. I hope she's not going to rage out and explode. I really want to be able to talk to her as a person and as a mother and son, just communicating together.
Hi, darling.
Hey.
Give me a hug.
Love you too. Do you want to say something first?
Anything that I do that you really don't like, anything ugly that you think it's not good, just tell me. Yeah? Tell me, because I just want to know the true feeling no matter what.
Yeah.
So, because you never tell me anything.
Yeah. Well, like, I need to tell you that, like, since I was little, like, I've always been really upset with you saying, you know, like, you're just like your father.
But I hardly talk about this, like you said. Now you say that.
You hardly talked about him.
I hardly talk about you just like him. I hardly even mention about your dad.
Whenever we were angry, upset, fighting, you would say that. And we're just going to move past it now, though.
Yeah.
Like, you know, because it's words. But,
yeah.
like, other
I'm
things
sorry.
that really upset me are, like, when I was dating Ashley, there was that point when I said, no, I don't want to talk. And then you kept pushing me and pushing me.
The concern I had is because I love you and then care for you. I don't want you into some trouble and just go, you know, with some girl. And you're so young, you can't be responsible to her, really. So
Yeah.
I'm just in a different view because I'm an adult.
Other points as well,
So-
like when I finished school and I got that really horrible overall position and your face of just disgust when you found out.
Yeah, I'm always too much.
That just,
Too
that
much.
really, like that wasn't, that like really hurt.
Thing. I just really shocked because
Yeah.
you are smart kids. You never need to even tutor. So probably my expectations different.
I think that's what really separates us. I think it's
Yeah.
the cultural background that you've been
Yes.
brought up with and that I've been brought up with.
Yes.
But also I'm like not very comfortable with being like, you know,
Yes.
like pushed that way.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. I'm going to change for you because you are my life.
Yeah.
Yeah? I'm always proud of you. You know that, do you? Do you know that?
Well, now I know that.
I just want to do everything that makes better. And I want my baby come back.
Yeah.
As used to, we can talk anything and everything.
Yeah, that's what I'm really hoping to get out of this. I really want to be able to sit down and talk with you like now about
Yeah.
everything, and
Yeah, yeah.
because I
That's
think
good.
that'd be like very, very beneficial for us.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. will work. Yeah?
Yeah, we'll work it out.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, well done.
Thank you so much for everything.
Carl, Mum said she was proud of you.
Yeah, I know. I'm really happy. I feel like we can grow from this and really work on the future.
And as long as he's happy, I'm happy, and I'm willing to change for him to make our relationship more better, more stronger.
That must please you.
Yeah, very much so.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure, and good luck.
Thank you.
And good luck
Thank
too.
you very much.
Okay, mate, all the best.
You saw it.
Earlier, we met farmer's daughter Shelley, who wants to reconnect with her dad, who walked out of her life 16 years ago. She's been waiting anxiously, and Mick's finally arrived, but that's just the first step.
The biggest fear I have about today is that my dad won't understand what I'm trying to get at. He's in such denial about everything.
Having made the long journey to the city, is Mick ready to face his past and the daughter he abandoned?
He purposely isolates himself and hates cities, hates people. His comfortable place is escaping.
G'day, Mick.
He will be beside himself right now.
Nice to meet you. Please have a seat.
He won't know what to expect. He won't even believe that he's here.
You're a bush boy who loves the city, don't you?
Yes, right.
So when was the last time you came here?
30 years ago. Oh, it'll be roughly 30 years ago, yeah.
The things we do for our daughters, mate.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Is that why you're here?
I'm not here to see you, Ray, and I'm 100%, there's no way in the world I wouldn't be here if Shelley didn't want me to come here, mate.
Okay. So you started as a dairy farmer, that's your background?
Yep.
How did you get into dairy farming?
Now, I come from a bit of a, I don't really like to talk like this, bit of a dysfunctional family.
Dysfunctional, right?
That might be the better word.
Yep.
My dad married a, what would you call, a stepmother.
Yep.
And she sort of didn't like the idea of this other kid sort of thing, you know, so I sort of copped it a fair bit.
Were you bashed as a kid?
By the stepmother terribly.
Were you really?
Yeah. Anyway, I left home and the Courier Mail up in Brisbane, there's always been an ad back then. Lad wanted for dairy farm. $10 a week in your tucker. But you had somewhere to live and you got $10, it was a fair bit of money. But you work 7 days a week every day of the year. And that's where I started dairying, yeah.
How old?
If you want me to be honest, Ray, 11, 12?
How much?
11 or 12 I would have been.
That's a pretty abnormal childhood.
Yeah, I realise that.
So when your kids came along?
I reckon I was fantastic with my kids. Probably not a good husband, but...
Okay, I was going to ask you that.
Yeah, well, I saved you the question.
You heard me off. Okay, when you separated, how did that affect the kids?
It was probably a blessing because we were arguing too much there for a while. But deep down, of course, it affected them, mate. It always does, you know.
Yeah.
It affected me a hell of a lot too. It's probably one of the worst moments of my life when I realised that I wasn't going to be with those kids in that for a while, you know?
Yeah. Who made the split? Was it you or your wife?
I'd say both of us, mate. We'll leave it at that. It sort of had to happen.
Could you feel it unravelling at the time?
Yep.
Did you realise? You could?
Yep. I entirely blame myself, Ray.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
Well, if I have got a fault, Ray, I'll tell you straight out. Everybody's going to hear. I probably drink a bit too much sometimes, and I think that's it, but I don't go to work drunk or anything like that. I take a few drinks after work.
But you think the drink might have been a problem?
It's never helped. As things got worse, you drank more, you drank more. Of course it was. You know, it didn't help.
When you separated,
Yep.
why didn't you come back and see the kids?
Well, probably feel a bit of an outcast. You think, well, I'll keep out of this, keep out of this, keep out of this. Don't want to upset anyone, you know?
Yeah.
But really, it eats your heart out.
So has it eaten your heart out?
Oh, shit, yeah, mate. Biggest regret, Ray, that's it.
Are you hoping this is going to bring you closer?
Yeah.
All right. Good luck, mate. Nice to meet you too.
Thanks, Ray.
Okay. All the best. All the best. Down you go.
For him to come here is such a huge thing for him and for me. I don't really expect him to open up completely, but I feel like something really good is going to come out of this, something really positive.
What have I got myself into?
Shelley's about to look into the eyes of the dad she dearly loves, but barely knows. The question is, will the love in her eyes be enough to bring her dad out of his isolation and back into her life?
I'm hoping to see in his eyes that it's okay for him to show love, and that it's okay for him to know that I love him and that he doesn't have to run anymore.
I feel a bit nervous about it all. I miss probably the best years of the kids' lives. I hope it hasn't affected her in any bad way. That could frighten me a little bit. Right. There we go.
Love you too. You're right.
Farmer's daughter Shelley has just looked into the eyes of her dad Mick, who walked out of her life when she was only 10 years old.
It was really, really, really intense. He's an old man now. It's nothing like I remember. I was just looking at him thinking, you know, you're my dad, where have you been? Why couldn't you just be around, even around the corner? Why'd you have to move so far away?
Emotionally, it's pretty hard inside. You look your daughter in the eye and you start thinking back the things you missed out on and things you should have done with them and you didn't do. And you try not to think of those negatives, but you do think of it. That's the trouble.
Mick now faces a difficult decision. Is he prepared to answer some tough questions from from his loving daughter? Or will he simply hightail it back to the bush once again?
Because Dad has let me down a lot, I am going in with a level expectation. He is an emotional person, he is. And I think that would have really got to him as much as it got to me.
Despite her pain, Shelley is ready to talk. But has this intense one-on-one eye contact proved to be too much for a bushy like Mick?
His comfortable place is sitting in denial and running away and being isolated. But I want him to be responsible for his actions, and I want to talk to him.
Joel, give us a hug, love. Come on. What's going on? All right.
Oh, I missed you.
I should do it, baby. We'll have to catch up a bit more often, girl. Right? Anything you want to say?
Yes. I want to say that I've missed you more than you'd probably ever know. Through all those teenage years. And I want you to know that some of the actions that you did when I was a kid that I remember very, very well, I want you to just take responsibility for them. But it's okay, you don't have to run anymore. You don't have to keep running away. I don't want this phantom dad in the background anymore. I want you to walk me down the aisle when I get married. So I want you to be around more because I love you. You're my dad. And surely you want to be around us more?
Yeah, look. Of course I do. I'm sorry, I suppose. Of course I'm sorry, Shell. I'm sorry about all that happened with your teenagers when we split up. That hurt me more than anything else you'll ever know. I still think about you every day. Back then, it just ate me.
Why did you go so far?
You know, I sort of felt a bit of an... They just mightn't have wanted me. Bit of an outcast, you know, we don't want him sort of thing, you know what I mean?
It's a horrible way to think.
Yeah, but it does run through your head, eh? You think, you know...
You know that I don't hate you, no one hates you, and it's not like that. It's just, it's been...
Time just sort of gets along, doesn't it?
Yes. Neither of us know how much longer we have on the planet, and it's, you're here and I'm here, so why would we waste it?
I know, Shell. I feel guilty about it.
I know you do. You just don't hide, don't run. I want you to help me rebuild a relationship.
Okay, Shell. Yeah, I understand. Don't worry about it now. I'll do something about it. Come on, we'll go away.
Do I look different?
You're growing up. You look good.
The last person pinning his hopes on the experiment tonight is a young man whose struggle with his identity ended up costing him the best friend he ever had.
I was born in the Philippines and I came here when I was 6. Being Asian, especially on the Gold Coast, it's hard. I remember coming home to Mum one day and telling her, you know, why do I have to be dark-skinned, Asian? Like, I am half Australian, like, why can't I be Australian as well?
For Eduardo, the toughest part about being an outsider was the extreme loneliness.
Growing up, it was hard to make friends. It was definitely an effort to make friends, so I struggled. I felt like I stood out, but I wasn't accepted. Kids would always tease me, say I had dark skin. It was kind of an ugly situation. I came to like a white school, I guess. I felt lonely because I was different, but when I met Hayley, she embraced that difference. She made me feel like I could be myself, and so I was definitely happier.
Just when Eduardo was desperate for a friend, Hayley came into his life. They soon became inseparable.
This one is of us at Splendour, my first music festival. She was so important to me because she was one of my real friends, my real close friends, where I first felt comfortable. Hayley's a very calm person, but she's also pretty comfortable within herself, and that made me comfortable. After high school, we went to 2 different unis. Going to uni helped me, I guess, come to terms with who I am, being gay. But I still felt stuck. I didn't feel comfortable in telling Hayley. Just because she was so close to me, I didn't want to lose her. I was stressed that my family would find out and they wouldn't accept me. And I couldn't really tell anyone.
Eventually, the strain of hiding his sexuality from his best friend became too much.
Hayley and I decided to meet up to see a movie just because we hadn't seen each other for a while and it was a bit late. I guess she came off a bit short to me and I took that on as if she was mad at who I was, I guess. On that day, I was sort of struggling a bit about what was going on, how I wanted to be myself, but I really didn't feel comfortable telling her yet. And in that moment, I sort of just blew up, and that's when I told her I can't do this right now, and I had to walk away. And that was the last time I saw Hayley.
It was one big miscommunication because I wasn't honest. I wasn't telling her 100% of the truth.
I feel like I do need to apologise to Hayley. I should have actually told her that day. I should have communicated properly and I should have just let go and told her the truth.
I want Hayley to meet my boyfriend and my life now, like how confident I am and how much of it is influenced by her.
It would make me so happy to see her again. I miss her. I want her to be in my life.
I want to tell her, like, this is who I am. This is me. I'm gay, and that's what I was holding back from her.
Eduardo hasn't seen Hayley for 2 years, and today he's hoping to find a way back into a life.
Our friendship fell apart because I wasn't being honest with her. I always knew I was gay, but I didn't feel confident enough to tell Hayley.
She was the collateral damage to me not being able to tell the truth.
Hi, Eduardo.
Hi.
Nice to see you.
Nice to meet you.
Now you're here. Is Hayley going to come?
I hope so. I really do hope so. I want to tell her the truth about me and who I am.
And what are you hoping will come out of it at the end of the day?
I'm hoping to get my friend back.
Are you?
Yes.
Have you missed her?
Yeah, I do miss her.
All right. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Eduardo now has a nervous wait to see if Hayley will be receptive to his renewed offer of friendship. Hayley's agreed to meet with Eduardo, but when she looks into his eyes, will she feel fondness for her old mate or anger at the way he treated her?
I definitely think Hayley would have been hurt by me.
I think she thought I was outgrowing her, and I don't want her thinking that anymore. I want to apologise to Hayley and hope she forgives me.
"22-year-old Eduardo is just about to take part in the experiment. He's hoping that 5 minutes of silent eye contact with Hayley will help to repair their friendship. Torn apart 2 years ago, when Eduardo couldn't bring himself to come out to his friend.
She wasn't just like a friend, she was my best friend. I wish she was there when I was coming to terms with my sexuality. I wanted to tell her first. I would have been a lot more complete, but I was just doubting myself, I think.
We were basically inseparable, like brother and sister. But the last time I saw Eduardo walked out. It was horrible. I want to be able to feel better about what happened. I want closure. I feel overwhelmed. I'm happy though. I just like seeing him.
I don't know, I just wanted to say sorry so badly. Yeah, I want to go back and talk to her. I think she thought she ended the friendship. I don't want her to think it was her fault. Girl. I missed you.
I miss you too. Can we hug? You've grown up so much and I'm so sorry. You look like an adult.
Thank you for coming. I thought of you the whole time. I was like, I'm sorry for everything. I don't know why. I don't know why we haven't spoken in so long.
It's so stupid.
Yeah, it really is.
You don't even need to be sorry though.
No, I don't think I was honest with everything, and you probably interpreted it the wrong way.
Yep.
Okay. So, you know, when I left you at the cinemas, I was going through some stuff, like, you know, family stuff, but I was also... When I was at uni, I was experimenting, like I saw guys. Obviously, I'm gay, and I didn't want to tell anyone because I just wanted to figure my own shit out. I'm sorry.
It's so important to me that you tell me, but in your own time.
Yeah.
Like, as much as I wish, like, I knew back then, like, it's important that you tell me now.
Yeah. I think telling you is like coming to terms with myself, is trying so hard to just hide from everything. And that's why I left you at the cinemas. Like, I wasn't leaving you. I was just, my brain exploded and I just couldn't deal with everything. And I was just done with just hiding.
You don't have to hide. I'm just happy that, like, you're yourself.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like, to me, that you can be whatever you want.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
More than 3 million Australians are estranged from their loved ones.
I miss the best years of the kids' lives.
He's completely cut me off.
You're my dad, where have you been? Neither of us looked after our marriage at the end, and we lost it.
When all other attempts to reconcile have failed, it's time to try something really quite different. Neuroscientists believe that direct eye contact can communicate much more than just words. So in this bold new social experiment, we'll give estranged people the chance to come here, where they'll spend 5 minutes looking into each other's eyes in search of a way to heal old wounds. Without words getting in the way, can the power of eye contact turn total strangers into a loving father and daughter again? Will it melt away half a lifetime of resentment a granddaughter feels for her grand? And can it reunite an adoring sister with the big brother she lost in a family breakdown? When the eye-to-eye contact is over, what happens next is up to them.
I haven't handled feelings like that before.
Will they decide to talk?
Yeah, she's hurting. She's hurting real bad.
Or will they walk away forever?
I can't do it. I can't.
First to enter the experiment tonight is 29-year-old Kaylee. She's been longing for a relationship with her dad since her parents split when she was just a baby. Brought up by her mother in Adelaide, she didn't have much contact with her dad, Peter, who lived in Perth.
So I was 9 months old when my parents separated. We were living in Perth as a family, and my dad sent my mum over to South Australia to her family with me and my brother, and we didn't go back, and I just don't know why.
Kaylee's mother has always insisted that Peter had sent her and the children to Adelaide on a one-way ticket. Moving there is where the difficulty in maintaining contact with her dad first began.
As I was growing up, we would go visit him every school holidays. He would pay for us to go over to Perth, and that slowly diminished from every single school holidays to once a year, and then that stopped at an early age. So I was very heartbroken, even though I was quite young. The feelings of rejection, the heartbreak, the confusion is a hard thing to deal with. The biggest thing is Daddy doesn't love me anymore.
Kaylee can't explain why 18 years ago, Peter stopped flying her over to Perth to visit him.
So one of the fondest memories I have of my dad is we're at a beach in Perth. The waves were pretty choppy like it is today. Would have been around maybe 10 years old. We both went under at one point and he had to pull me up out of the waves, and you know, I just felt really close to my dad. It was like a proper... Sorry. It was just one of the few memories I have where he was like, you know, a proper dad. It was a proper dad moment. So, you know, that's the one memory I made sure I've always held on to. I haven't seen my dad in about 18 years. There was a phase in my life in my teens from about 12 through until 17 where I needed that father figure. He wasn't there. Why wasn't he there?
One possible explanation for her dad's distance has tormented Kaylee all her life.
So I was fed this story when I was quite young that my dad didn't believe I was his daughter. So the story is that my mother had an affair while she was with my father, and I was the result of that affair. It is something that has profoundly affected me to this day, and that's one of the biggest questions in my life. What does he believe? And if that is the reason why the contact didn't follow through.
Kaylee's mother has always denied having an affair. She's maintained that Peter is Kaylee's real father.
So this photo is basically one of the only photos I have with me and my dad in the same room. Seeing photos of him, you can tell. Anyone would look at the photos of us together and be like, yeah, that's your dad. I want him to meet my fiancée, Jewel. I want him to be at my wedding. I've always had that dream, even as a little girl, of my dad being the one to walk me down the aisle. If all goes well from this look me in the eye experience, that's what I'm ultimately wanting to get out of it, is my dad to be my dad on my wedding day. That's what dads do. Dads walk their daughters down the aisle, and I'm his only daughter.
This strained meeting is a great test of our eye-to-eye experiment. Kaylee is here to try and reconnect with the father she hasn't seen in 18 years. Desperate for his love, she's opened herself up emotionally, with no idea what's going to happen.
My biggest worry is he'll reject me and all of a sudden it'll all just go back to how I felt for all those years. That's what scares me the most with this whole process.
How you doing? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. Did you come on the motorbike?
No, not today.
You didn't.
I had to leave it at home, unfortunately.
18 years.
Yeah.
You sure he's going to turn up?
I hope so.
You hope so, yeah. Are you excited or are you afraid?
Nerves. I'm so nervous. I think excitement doesn't really come into the fact because, you know, because there's so much unknown in the situation, you just get ridiculously nervous.
Let's do it. Let's go and grab it. Let's go and see what he turns up.
No worries.
Yeah. And good luck. I wish you well on this too.
This moment is probably going to be one of the biggest things in my life. You know, after not seeing him for so long and then all of a sudden he's just going to be there. I don't know what he looks like now, or he doesn't even know what I look like probably. You know, it's just, I just don't know what to expect when I see him.
We'll find out in a moment if Peter has made the journey from Perth to see Kaylee. But first, let's meet another young woman pinning her hopes on the experiment to end another family's split. Blythe is part-time. Her grandmother Tina married an Australian 50 years ago.
So my grandma moved to Australia when she was in her early 20s. It would have been a bit of a cultural shock because she came from Chiang Mai in Thailand, and then she moved to quite a rural part of New South Wales because my grandfather worked on the snowy mountains. My grandmother was, pretty pleased when I came along. I spent a lot of time with her in the first 6 years of my life because she used to look after me. I was the first grandchild. I was in the spotlight all the time and there was nobody else. So I felt, in my eyes, as a child, perfect. So my sister was born when I was almost 5, and I remember being really excited. We were in the hospital room where my mum had been staying with my sister, who was only, I think, a day old, and my grandma and I were sitting on a couch together, and she was holding my sister in her arms, and she just said, "I like this one better than the other." And I knew that meant her liking my sister more than me. I just always felt like I'd just been pushed off a podium that I had. I've held on to that sentence like my whole life, and I've never forgiven her for that. My grandma definitely gave me so many insecurities as a growing child. I had a lot of social problems because I just never really fitted in because I felt like I was always an outcast. My grandma, I think, felt like I was out of control. My grandma had this idea that a child should be seen and not heard.
Blythe blamed her grandmother for her insecurities and made a bold choice.
I just made the decision to just stop seeing her. I don't think she could understand that an 11-year-old could make that kind of decision.
Since she was 11, Blythe has refused to speak to her grandmother, even when Tina suffered a near-fatal heart attack.
I hadn't seen my grandma in 10 years. I went to the hospital with my dad and my sister. My grandma was in ICU. I just stood in the corner and didn't say anything. It was really uncomfortable. That was the only contact since I was about 12.
Now 22, Blythe's found the courage to reconnect with her grandmother before it's too late.
As she's getting older, and then so am I, I'd like to look her in the eyes so that I can get some closure on something that's just haunted me since I was a kid, and have a relationship with her that I haven't had for over 10 years. It's now or never, really.
Blythe has come here today hoping to finally move on from the years of turmoil she believes that her grandmother has caused. That's if she's got the nerve to go through with it.
There's a lot of me that wants to, just run away. That's just me reacting naturally, I think, to such a big thing. To actually confront the problem, it's like something I never thought I'd ever do. I always ran away from my problems, so I think it may be a powerful moment for me.
Grandma Tina is in her 70s. She's made a long and tiring journey from the remote New South Wales high country to look into her granddaughter's eyes for the first time in 10 years.
I think I'm feeling vulnerable because my grandmother is going to see me as an adult, and I just don't know if she's going to see me as, I don't know, like the adult she wanted me to be. That's a scary part of reconnecting with her.
Hello, how are you? Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Please have a seat.
Thank you.
This is a long way from the snowy mountains.
Yes,
Isn't
yes,
it?
yes.
Do you love the snowy mountains?
I just love it. I more or less grow up there. When I first came, I only 23.
Were you? Okay.
I'm 73 now.
Oh, no, you're not. You're still 23. You're still 23.
Yes.
Tina, do you know why you're here? Why did Blythe ask you to come? You haven't spoken to her for 10 years. Does that make you sad?
It was sad. Very sad. I want to see her and have a good chat because she haven't been in contact. Last time I talked to her, I got the phone was cut off when I ring her back and she didn't talk to me.
What was she like as a little girl?
She was difficult, but that is part of it. She's naughty and I'm not a sweet talk grandma. I'm tough. Maybe my culture had to do with it. Because in Thailand, the young ones come to you if they respect you or love you.
And do you think you're respected? Do you think you're loved by Blythe?
Well, no.
No.
Because she haven't been in contact.
Were you a good grandmother?
I think I am. I always love her in every chance.
At every chance?
I would do anything for them. She got a sister who younger than her, and they all think we five were the little one.
And did you or not?
No.
No?
We treat them the same.
Was she naughty as well? Was she as a child?
The second one, she was quiet.
Quiet?
Yes,
So Blythe's sister fits in, but Blythe doesn't.
yes,
Was it always that way?
yes,
Always.
always.
All right. Thank you, Tina.
Blythe and Tina will now face each other for the first time in a decade. But will Tina see the naughty little girl that she remembers, or the woman her granddaughter has become?
I want Blythe to know that I love her. I never stop loving her. It's time that I have her back.
Will Blythe see love in a grandmother's eyes?
What I'm walking into, I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative.
Or is half a lifetime of resentment going to prove too much for Blythe to overcome?
I can't do it. I can't. I can't do it. I can't.
22-year-old Blythe has spent half her life resenting her grandmother. Today was the day she hoped to put the hurt behind her and move on. But sadly for Blythe and for Tina, it proved just too much.
Have a seat. Just here. Okay. How are you feeling? Bit distressed?
Bit overwhelmed, yeah.
Okay.
Anxiety just got to me and I just felt nauseous, I think, because I haven't handled feelings like that before.
Okay. What did you see in her eyes that upset you so much?
I think she was looking at me like I was a stranger.
Did you see any love?
I don't think it was love, it was like trying to process who I am. It was all just, you know, playing off years of hurt, and I think I decided in the end to leave because adult me couldn't deal with it.
Is there a chance that you're blaming her for things that she probably is not responsible for?
I'm not blaming her. I'm saying that, like, certain things impacted me.
Okay, so it's your call, but what about, I mean, your grandmother's come, as you had, with great anxiety about this meeting. You've had a chance to say, no, I can't handle it, I'm walking out. She's had no chance to, apart from looking in your eye. What about doing it with me? What about doing it with me and her?
I don't think I could.
Is there something you'd like to say to her? Because, I mean, you're her granddaughter and you're a woman. You must understand that she will go back wondering what all this was about.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like me to pass on? Because she has feelings too.
Yeah, well, obviously I thank her for coming because that was a huge thing.
Okay.
And because I think I've never gotten this far in the last 10 years. It's a new step. It's a new, like, journey that I haven't ever thought about taking. And so now I just need to be like, where is it going to take me?
Well,
A little hiccup.
a little hiccup.
Yeah.
Blythe feels like she's taken a big step today
Yes.
in coming to see you.
Yes.
She was just unable to do it.
I just hoping she come back again so we can, you know, finish the process of what we wanting to do. It was sad that she can't make it, you know, through. Yeah, she was the one that really wanted to, and then she probably thinks she's strong enough, but she's not.
All right. Well, I wish you well. Thank you for coming, and I know how much you want to close the gap.
Yes.
Don't you? So I hope that very soon that you have a chance to do that.
It's really tough because I've gotten this far, but I couldn't do it. I think I'll walk away, like, it'll feel like heavy and like a lot will be going over in my mind, but there's a step ahead and that's never been possible.
Kaylee's parents separated when she was just 9 months old. She drifted apart from her father and hasn't seen him in 18 long years. Her dad, Peter, has accepted our invitation to come here today to face his only daughter.
You think you're prepared, you go through all these thoughts, you have everything running through your mind, and then all of a sudden D-Day comes and you're going like, oh my God, am I actually ready for this? Just such a massive thing to be doing after so long.
Hello, Peter. Nice to see you.
Ray, pleased to meet you.
Welcome. Have a seat.
Thank you very much indeed.
Wait, 18 years? What happened to 18 years? Do you know your daughter? Do you have any idea who she is?
To tell you the truth, I wouldn't know if I bumped into her.
18 years though, mate. Every birthday, every Father's Day, every Christmas.
Yeah.
What have you thought?
Tell you the truth, Ray, I didn't
It's really hard. That's cool. That's cool. It's hard to think, isn't it? It's hard if you have to keep thinking. Is it too painful?
No. It's just emotional, but yeah, it is hard. You know they're there, and.
But why didn't you just pick the phone up? Why didn't you just write a letter?
Maybe I thought she's gone. She doesn't want to know me. I don't. I'm not too sure. But
so
no.
why are you here today? Why did you come?
Because Kaylee wants me to come, so that must mean that she wants to get to know me again. I want to do it for Kaylee. I want to know why she probably feels that I don't love her.
So why the separation? When she was only 9 months old, wasn't she? When you were separated with her mum. Did you end the marriage? Were you responsible?
No. That came as an absolute shock.
So you didn't kick them out?
No.
Okay.
No. We was in Perth for so many, I can't remember how many months, and she said to me that her brother was getting married and she wanted to take the 2 kids back for the wedding. I couldn't go, I had to work, and never came back.
She just went and never came back?
Never came back.
Given the circumstances and the rumours, let me ask the question, but do you think there are rumours that Kaylee may not have been your daughter?
That's a rumour I've heard from many, many years ago.
And what do you think? Are you convinced she's yours?
Yes.
Yes, no question.
No question. No question.
Flesh and blood?
Yeah.
But do you have any regrets of what happened?
I had to get on with my life. Yep. I knew there was no way known it would get ever repair. Out of my control. Out of my control. I did my best. I never, ever missed a child endowment payment. Never missed one. So I thought I was doing the right thing.
In terms of when you walk down the stairs, is there trepidation? Are you anxious?
Oh, yeah, very.
Yeah?
Very anxious, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you very
Go
much
down
indeed.
And all the best, mate. Head on down.
Now?
Now. Now's the moment.
The last time Peter saw his daughter, she was only 11 years old. Today, he's about to look into the eyes of Kaylee as a 29-year-old woman. Will Kaylee see love in the eyes of a dad who barely knows her? And will Peter recognise the child he hasn't seen in 18 years?
Okay? Here you go. Just wipe your tears.
close. It's all right. It's all right. My heart was just through my chest and I was just fighting back tears. Every emotion that you could think of happened. The biggest one is just I realised how much I missed him.
When I was looking at Kaylee, I remember the face. Remind me of the baby. And she hugged me. I wasn't expecting that, but yeah, that was good. Felt good. Nice, strong hug, you know? That one where, hey, we're together again.
There was so much hurt and love in his eyes when he looked at me, and it was just so hard to see that.
Yeah, she's hurting. She's hurting real bad. So, and yeah, let's hope Dad can help, you know, like we should.
I really hope that he wants to build that relationship, to have that relationship with me and to, you know, be a part of my life. That's what my hope is.
Kaylee has finally connected with the dad she's ached for all of her life. But will the connection they felt during their eye-to-eye contact be enough to restart their relationship after 18 years apart?
Now,
It's been a long time.
there has to be some burning questions.
So many.
So many.
So many, Dad.
I've never stopped, like, loving you or... To tell you the truth, I didn't think that you ever wanted me, you know, to be part of your life at all.
Mum and Nana and all of them, they said the same thing to me when it came to you.
What?
Is that you didn't believe I was your daughter.
It's a rumour, Kaylee.
That's what I've been told every time you came up. He doesn't believe you're his. I hold on to that.
No. That's a rumour, okay? That has not crossed my mind and entered my mind at all. You've asked me, and I've told you, you are my daughter. You're mine. And that's as far as it goes. And let's move forward.
I've got plenty of time now.
Yeah.
I've got someone really important that I want you to meet. This is my fiancé, Jewel.
How are you? You take good care of my daughter. Yeah?
Just love it's me.
You take good care of my daughter, yeah? Her as well. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So good.
Yeah?
Thank you for doing this.
Oh, thank you. Where did we go?
So here's a man with two women.
I started with none.
You walk in with none and you walk out with two women.
How good's that, eh?
Congratulations. Congratulations. Well done. Well done and well done. Now, you walked in there wondering if he loved you. What do you think?
I think, yeah.
You think he loves you?
Oh, she got the right answer there, man.
Without a doubt.
Will you walk her down the aisle?
Yes.
Yes?
Bloody oath.
Bloody oath.
Yes, I will. I will, honestly. That's what dads do.
OK.
Thank you.
Will you take these two young chicks and go off and buy them a coffee or a drink?
Yeah.
You're not going to put him on the bike, are you?
Oh,
on the motorbike?
Oh, you don't know. I haven't told you. He doesn't know I ride.
No, I didn't know that.
She's gone the full catastrophe now. All right, and it's lovely to see you smiling too.
Yeah.
All the very best.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Take care. Right, where's that bike?
I have to show you photos of it.
So what bike is it?
So it's a Ducati Monster 696.
Oh,
It's
yummy.
2009.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice. The last bike I had was a Yamaha Cruiser.
The last person seeking to recharge a family relationship tonight is 20-year-old Taylor from Brisbane. Taylor is an adoring younger sister who used to have a close friendship with her big brother Tynan.
My brother Tynan and I are born on the same day, 2 years apart. Growing up, I looked up to my brother so much. I always adored him, and I do have a lot of great memories of us being completely carefree together. My first memory of Tynan from when we were little is us just playing in the waves, splashing about, and he yelled, "This is the best day ever." And it was for me. We felt on top of the world and we were having the best time together.
Taylor's idyllic childhood changed when there was a sudden breakdown in the family.
This is my childhood home, and it holds such a significant part in my history and my family's history. The day my parents separated is so vivid in my mind. I was with Ty and we were sitting in our lounge room, and Dad and Mum were outside standing on the deck talking. They brought us out here and said, you know, Mum and Dad love you a lot, but we're separating. It's for the best. We can still be a family. I was really shocked. I didn't see it coming. It was just sad, you know, sadness mixed with shock. I was about 8 and Ty would have been 10. It was really difficult for me. I think it was difficult for Ty as well, and I think it almost made him withdrawn because he didn't know how to navigate it. I think he did take it out on me. I suppose he didn't know how else to manage those emotions, so he expressed them in a negative way towards me. It was just a hostile environment for everyone. It was a negative experience and we didn't come out of the other side in a good way.
Throughout his teenage years, the difficult family breakdowns seemed to push Tynan further and further away from Taylor. And she's now anxious to repair their damaged relationship.
Going back to those issues and expecting it to go in a positive direction is, it's almost like dangerous territory and it's not certain how it will go.
Taylor's disconnect with her brother is a bit unusual, given that they both live in their dad's house and they see each other every day.
Even though Ty and I do live together, and it does feel like we are strangers, Tynan doesn't always express what he is going through. He doesn't like to talk about it. And, well, I think sharing eye contact with anyone is a very direct way of establishing a bond. I think I'm hoping to close that distance and just heal some wounds without needing to have a really in-depth conversation with one another. He's my brother and of course I love him, and I don't think I've actually been able to express that to him and felt comfortable, you know, saying, hey, I love you.
Taylor's hoping the eye-to-eye encounter will bring back the loving brother she remembers from her childhood.
I'm pretty terrified of it going the opposite way that I want it to. So it's a big step for me and I'm putting a lot on the line.
"20-year-old Brisbane girl Taylor is about to come eye-to-eye with the brother who became distant after a parent's divorce when she was only 8 years old. 22-year-old builders' labourers like brother Tynan aren't renowned for bearing their softer side.
I'm kind of unsure of what is going to happen. A lot of emotions probably come up, but hopefully not too many. Growing up together, shared so much together. Losing that was an absolute tragedy.
A meeting with his sister Taylor, where no one has to say a word, is a different way to try and reconnect.
I suppose it's scary because Tynan is an introvert in the sense when issues do arise, he is just not willing to express them. There is an outcome that I fear, and that is that I have pushed Ty too far out of his comfort zone and he will just retreat back into his shell. That's not my intention and that's not what I want us to get out of the experience. I'm extremely nervous, apprehensive. I am hoping it is the right thing at the right time, and the truth is I don't know, and that uncertainty is really scaring me.
I want you to know, from the bottom of my heart, I do love you a lot. And even though you might not think it a lot of the time, I do.
I want to say the same to you, and that's the whole reason I've wanted you to do this with me. And even though we've been through some tough things, I want to keep our relationship separate to anything that goes on.
Feel that.
Bring it in, bro.
How good's this?
Here he is.
How good's... You're caught in the act. Caught in the act. How good is that? So you're happy?
Very.
Yeah, I feel like we've, in a weird way, got closer. Yeah, something clicked.
All right. I wish you well. Thanks very much for that. It was
Thanks so
great.
much.
It was
Mwah.
terrific. And well done, mate.
Cheers, Ray.
Thanks for talking to us.
It was nice. It was a moment where she knew how I was feeling and I knew how she was feeling. It was just like a mutual moment of understanding between each other.
I felt loved by him, which is what I wanted. So I think we've reconciled and I can be there with him now.